Yeah.
And we are live. Welcome to ArtFusion every Wednesday at Artisan at 1:30, the art supply store on Cerritos Road. I have two dear friends of mine, Paula Rhea and Marc Malin, who are the singing dynamic duo married couple in Santa Fe. And Paula was just telling me she was out a little bit with an illness, and so she's just getting back into it, and they're just getting back into their duo performing. Glad that you're feeling better. You want to talk about it a little bit?
Oh, I had pneumonia.
What?
I had pneumonia. That's in the rock and roll blues or whatever that song is.
Rock and roll and boogie woogie blues.
But I'm okay now.
Well, we're glad you're feeling better, because that's nothing to mess around with.
Well, I'm all better now. Little more bluesy in my
Is
throat.
this volume good enough for you?
And how are you feeling, Marc?
I'm feeling good.
Good.
I feel good.
What did you do when she was down and out? Were you writing, or what were you?
He was sitting right beside me.
Really?
He didn't leave me for a minute.
Yeah, but I'm always writing. I got a lot of bits and pieces. In my
Okay.
bits. We have 3 new songs that we're going to do tonight.
Yeah.
That we recorded that we're real happy with. And I got about, 4 others that are in pieces. A piece here, a piece there.
You guys are recording right now, aren't you?
Well, we recorded.
We stopped for a little bit because I had to go be sick.
Oh,
But
okay.
now that I'm better, we're going to have to schedule back in. We're going to play one of our songs on our radio show, KSFR101.com.
Tonight.
Is it tonight? Well, it's sort of tonight because it's midnight on Thursday. So you have to set your alarm clock.
Midnight to 2, right?
Midnight to 2.
Midnight to
2 a.m.
Yeah, we're starting to do a thing where we're featuring local New Mexico musicians and stuff, so we always put 3 or 4
Yeah.
That's great.
We're doing a segment on this week on local ladies.
Well, I actually had a comment from someone out of town that says it seemed like the music scene here, that the musicians actually stick together a lot more than a lot of places. Instead of stabbing each other in the back all the time, it's like everybody's supporting each other's music.
Well,
Yeah.
it's starting to blossom again, because after COVID, a lot of people got separated, and
It was hard during COVID because we missed each other.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have moved away. A lot of people, unfortunately, they passed away during those times. And so there was a lot of sadness. I think bringing the music back is lifting everybody's heart.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, let's do a song.
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna start with old John Prine song just to warm up here. It's still early morning for me. Daylight savings hasn't hit
Yeah.
yet. Maybe
I heard
another
this song the
cup.
first time on the radio. Around 1974, Bonnie Raitt was singing it. And I've been a fan ever since of Bonnie and John Prine. I am an old woman named after my mother. My old man's another child who's grown old. If dreams were thunder and lightning was decided, this old house would have burned down a long time ago.
Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing I can hold on to believe in this living, sure a hard way to go. Well, there's flies in the kitchen, I can hear them, they're buzzing. I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. How the hell can a person go to work in the morning, come home in the evening and still got nothing to say? Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo.
was a young girl, oh, I had me a cowboy. He weren't much to look at, just a free rambling man. But that was a long time ago. No matter how old I've grown, those years just flow by like a broken damn dam. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing I can hold on to believe in this living show, a hard way to go. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing I can hold on to believe in this living, just a hard way to go. To believe in this living, sure a hard way to go.
Paula Rhea Marc Malin.
Thank you so much.
And we were talking a little bit before we came on the air that just about you guys say you have whatever years that you have left you want to spend together, because you have quite a love story, because you guys knew each other as singers and performers before this whole romance thing.
We really didn't know each other very much at all. We met at a barbecue at Frogville recording studio, and we just sang together one afternoon, and then I think right after that Mark moved away and I didn't see him, and one day I was closing my gallery after 30 years, so it was kind of a sad day, and he came in to see if he could help.
Wow,
you know, he was
what a nice
He was
guy.
a good friend.
Yeah.
People that help you move stuff are nice people.
Yeah.
You drove her to Albuquerque.
He drove me to Albuquerque because I dropped my phone and broke it.
That was really risky, you know, taking an hour-long drive with somebody in the car where you don't really know them. It's either going to be really good or it's going to be like, ooh.
I got his life story.
And it was really good.
His life story in an hour?
Life story, well, the small version.
It was the Reader's Digest version.
The condensed version.
The condensed version of how I wound up back here in Santa Fe. Well, I'm not saying.
All the good stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, we all have stages and phases.
Yeah.
And now we're in a good phase.
Good.
You know, last year around this time, we went down to New Orleans.
We did.
My musical mecca.
Part of our honeymoon.
Nice.
And anyway, we came back and wrote this song. It's called City of Dreams. Okay, is the band ready?
Band's ready.
Let's go down to the city of dreams. Baby, 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 just to you and me. Dance all night to the Dixieland beat. Can't you hear them waiting down Mason Street? Bobbing with my baby in the city of dreams.
Yeah, let's go down to the city of dreams. The yellow moon rising on the riverboat queen. Now this is the place Pops used to swing. Come on, pretty mama, come along with me. Well, I'm bobbing with my baby in the city of dreams. Well, another night down on Richmond Street, hand in hand with my sweet petite.
Jasmine blue and it smells divine. And we'll be bound to have a really good time. Let's go down to the city of dreams. Baby, 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 just to you and me. Dance all night to the Dixieland beat. And you hear them waiting down
can't you hear him wailing down on Richmond Street?
I said about to win my baby
down the city of dreams. I said I'm bopping with my baby way down in New Orleans, down in New Orleans. Woo!
Fun song.
Thank you.
You guys wrote that on the way back, or you wrote it down there?
You know, we just, they're little,
Little here and up there.
your little artisan journal.
Yeah.
When I get a little phrase or something, I write it down in there.
Okay.
City of Dreams is in that little journal.
Nice.
Yeah, Bill World.
Bill World. Bill World's singing up
I
there.
just came up with one yesterday that's going to be a new song. It's like, corporation runs on, no, country runs on oil, the corporations on weeds.
We were just talking about it. Bill Worrell used to carry that journal everywhere he went, every restaurant, in his car, and he'd sit there. He'd explain to me how he can drive and write the journal at the same time, and he did. He was driving and writing at the same time. I know.
Well, you know, that little machine that you talk on all the time.
He was looking with one eye that way and one eye that way.
Anyway.
I can picture that actually. Well, we
Speaking
love
of
Bill World.
songwriting, can we go back to this?
Oh yeah, we'll go back.
Okay.
So speaking of songwriting, I had an older brother who was, never mind. Anyway, Robert and I wrote this song together. He passed about 4 years ago, but I still feel old.
So there was Bill Worrell singing.
The leaves to fall, and the look in the mirror doesn't reassure at all. When you're feeling like you're slipping away, and your past starts looking like your future today.
Well, there you sit till the sun goes down, feel like you're the only one left in town. Once again, alone at the bar, wishing on a double shot instead of a star. I'll comfort you like an easy chair.
I'm gonna rock you in my arms, but you know I can. Honey, baby, I'll be there for you. I'll comfort you like an easy chair. I'm gonna rock you in my arms, but you know I can.
Pretty mama, I'll be there for you.
Comfort you like an easy chair. I'm gonna rock you in my arms, but you know I can. Honey, baby, I'll be there for you. I'll comfort you like an easy chair. I'm gonna rock you in my arms, but you know I can.
Pretty mama, I'll be there for you.
When your bank account is all run down, and your ship's gone in, but it's run aground. When the autumn leaves all turn brown, and you're wearing your smile upside down.
Well, all your secrets are still written on the wall. Where you run fast, get nowhere at all. Die for diamonds and you're coming up blank. You know you can't take back to the bank.
I'll comfort you like an easy chair. I'm gonna rock you in my arms, but you know I can. Honey, baby, I'll be there for you. I'll comfort you like an easy chair. I'm gonna rock you in my arms, but you know I can.
Bobby up in there.
So these songs, some of these you write, Mark, and some of these you write, Paula, and then some of them you write together. Is that?
Well, most of them we write together.
Okay.
But we do have things that we do on our own.
Do you ever get to a line and sort of have a disagreement about the way it should go?
No.
No, never.
No. No.
Never?
No, we never do.
Just perfect sync?
Well, once in a while.
What? Okay.
He plays really quickly. And you're like, and so I go, slow down just a little, honey.
Oh, that's it. That's great. That's fantastic.
Well, this next song is about aliens.
Just a way of
Yeah.
He said I had a gentle way of telling
A
him.
gentle way?
I haven't hit him on the head with the frying pan even one time.
So Mark, what's the gentle way?
oh, that's subtleties.
Mark, you were a sound healer for a while, weren't you?
I was.
Because that stuff just totally fascinates me, because I totally believe in sound therapy.
Well, you
We're
know,
thinking about doing that again because Mark is really excellent at it. He has all the bowls,
Yeah?
but we just don't know where we do it.
Where you fit it
We
in.
gotta find a place.
Okay.
well, you know, I mean, I love anything to make sound. That's how I started in music. I mean, I would get the pots and pans out of the pantry and bang along to the Beatles. You know, anything that made sound, always go to the store and playing on the tops of the yogurt containers. So sound healing was a natural.
Yeah.
We had fun at Meow Wolf. He was playing everything, all the walls and the
Anyway,
triggers.
we're gonna run out of time for our song.
We're gonna run out of time for our song, so he very gently told me to get a move on.
So Santa
How
Fe,
gently that was.
it's a gentle nudge.
It's subtle language.
Gentle nudge and subtle language. It makes a
This song is
Zelda.
called Vortex. We wrote it when we were camping out in Pecos and we saw a spaceship. Well, we think it was. It came down out of the sky and it got right down by the river and it just went whoop.
Wow.
And we were like, was that real? Did that happen?
It
we wrote
happened so quick. Yeah, but you know, all right. So it's called Vortex.
Is it real? All the whimsical emotion. Is this a reveal? All the hospital commotion. Whatever it is still real.
Is it okay? Or would you mind if I stay? What do you say? Is it a cosmic joke I play? Where's today the day? Gonna change my DNA. Well, there you are, shining like a distant star. Hearts and minds, something is bound to materialize.
my comprehension. Whatever it is to be easy. Is it real? Tell me, is it real?
I think it was real.
It's called Vortex.
I think one of those little aliens was waving at us out the window.
Well, you know,
Maybe.
You both saw it?
we both saw it, guys. It made all the hairs on my arm just stand right up.
Wow.
Whatever it was certainly
Yeah. It made
electromagnetically
my
charged.
hair stand out like electricity.
But, you know, for all we know, it could be the army.
No, it's not a stupid army. It's a nice alien who was waving hello.
I totally believe in it, so,
Well,
yeah.
I do too. All right, so the next one.
You didn't get abducted, did you, Paula? Did they take you in the ship or anything?
You know, I checked my clock. No, I don't think so.
Hey, Mr. Spaceman, would you please take me along?
We did a whole segment of space songs on our last radio show. That was fun.
Nice. Before we get started, I gotta thank Candyman, Randy, and Cindy down there for all that they do for the local musicians. It's a local music store. Please visit them. I got this really retro mic because Lucy Barna had one of them, and I thought, man, that's just beyond cool. So I went to Candyman, and they had one. So hey, they have everything.
He was jealous.
And we love you, Rand and Cindy.
We
You know,
do.
We've been
They've been
friends and
great
fans
friends
forever.
and wonderful supporting people.
Speaking of Lucy Barna and Rich Ryasich and Dr. Hall, is your event full, or you got any space left?
About 60% sold.
Okay, so if you guys want to see three great songwriters playing at the Jean Cocteau April 24th? 28th. April 28th. How do they go online? And
Just go on.
Jean Cocteau. Okay, go on the Jean Cocteau page, and Lucy Barna, Rick Ryasich, and Dr. Hall are going to be all songwriters in the round, which is just a great format. So
Yeah, that's really cool.
you better hurry up because it's 60% sold out. So
Hurry up.
Cool.
Get it in while hot. Also, if you're around on Saturdays, we play every Saturday down at El Ricardo. How do you say that?
Well, it's that place by the real
don't ask me to pronounce it.
El Museo Cultural
Oh,
Center.
yeah, cultural.
Anyway, we're there from 12:30 to 2:30 every Saturday.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's fun.
Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, when I was first learning to play guitar, there were two big blues influences. One of them was Son House, and the other was Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson song.
Well, you better come home. There's not my kitchen. It's gonna be raining outdoors. When a woman's in trouble, everybody puts her down. She looks for a good man. Lord, he can't be found. Oh, you better come home into my kitchen. It's gonna be raining outdoors.
Well, cold wind blowing, leaves shaking on the tree. Don't you know that good gal? Well, she said she's leaving. Yeah, you better come on.
In my kitchen,
took to my best friend. That joker got again. Well, stole the back again. Yeah, you better come on. Everybody, it's gonna be raining out.
Mama's dead and gone. Mama's away to be. Ain't got nobody love and care for me. Oh, you better come on and I'll get you. It's gonna be raining out. Oh, you better come on and I'll get you. Oh, it's gonna be raining. Oh, it's gonna be raining. Outdoors. Come on in.
Thank you. Just to show you that I'm not afraid to go out on a limb there. I played that in a different tuning than I usually play it in. I screwed up a little bit, but there, got through it.
What kind of songs are you guys putting on your new album coming out?
12.
12 songs? Country, blues?
Well, we haven't written them yet, so we don't know.
You haven't written them?
Well, we've written 5 of them, but we've recorded 3.
Okay.
Well, we
got some more to go that are in the process.
we got to get some gigs to pay for them first.
Yeah.
So what you guys are playing, you guys play out a lot though?
Well,
You do
we had to
LaFonda,
cancel a
or-
lot of gigs because I got sick.
Oh,
Well, LaFonda stopped doing the Tuesday nights that we were playing.
oh, okay. So I knew you were playing there.
Yeah. So we might start up again once it gets nice out.
Okay.
Yeah, so venues, if you're watching, give us a job.
She, you know, we have
It's
to
a
keep
venue
her-
telethon.
we have to
If
keep
you
her in
don't
her nice
say it,
clothes.
nobody knows. Well, we wrote this song on our last album, and it's dedicated to George O'Keeffe.
Nice.
Because I met her in 1962 when I was a little bitty kid, and I didn't know who the heck she was. But she came over and said hi, and asked me what I did for fun, and I told her all about winning a blue ribbon in my 3rd grade class, and that someday I was someday going to be a very famous painter. And I said, "What do you do?" And she said, "Oh, I do a little bit of that too." My grandfather laughed at me and he said, "One of these days you'll laugh at that too." But I didn't know who she was. I just thought she was a very nice lady. But anyway, this is our song. It's called Only Georgia Knows. Oh, bones against a turquoise sky. Oh, bones against a turquoise sky. Won't you tell me why? Won't you tell me why? Only Georgia knows. Only Georgia knows. Only Georgia knows. Dead things you know she brought to life. Dead things you know she brought to life. Won't you tell me why? Won't you tell me why? Only Georgia knows. Only Georgia knows. Only Georgia knows.
Energy brought to life dead things. Energy brought to life. Won't you tell me why? Won't you tell me why? Only Georgia knows. Only Georgia knows. Only Georgia knows. Georgia knows. 'Cause only Georgia knows.
Woo! Never heard of Georgia O'Keeffe song. That's great. She's one of the Artisan customers way back in the 70s.
Oh yeah. Well, I still love her, and she has that wonderful, well, she doesn't, they have that wonderful museum.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
everybody should go and enjoy her work.
Oh, definitely. We still have her original check behind the counter there for $8 and something
Oh,
cents.
yeah. That's
As a photographer, personally, I'm a Stiglitz fan.
Yeah. But we actually did a video of the guy that took, that used to wait on Georgia O'Keeffe. He still comes to the store, right? Eric Thompson, and his experience with Georgia. She wasn't the easiest Artisan customer that ever walked in front of her. You know, she was
It's
not.
nice to me because I was that tall. She didn't beat up children.
She beat up some of our salespeople pretty good.
Those finicky famous people. Okay, what are we doing? How are we doing on time now? So I'm not sure. That's good. All right, I'll play what for me is an oldie. This is a song I wrote years ago, recorded it with the Country Blues Review. And it's called Minor Bit Blue. Not an award. I woke up this morning in the middle of the bed. I could have rolled back over, but I went into my head. Left me minor bit blue, minor bit blue. Is it cause and effect? Is it tension, not neglect? Is it nature versus nurture? Maybe something we created left me a minor bit blue, a minor bit blue. Well, you're the major reason I'm a minor bit blue. You're the major reason I'm a minor bit blue. Just a minor bit blue, minor bit It's the early in the morning for me. I'm a minor bit blue, just a minor bit blue. You're the major reason I'm a minor bit blue, just a minor bit blue, minor bit blue. Is there a secret I detect? Maybe something in your closet. Is there reason to suspect a withdrawal with no deposit? Left it minor bit blue, minor bit blue. You're the major reason I'm a minor bit blue. Yeah, you're the major reason I'm a minor bit blue.
you.
That was on one of your albums, wasn't it?
Yeah. Coincidentally called Minor Bit Blue.
Minor Bit Blue, okay.
Yeah, with the Country
That's
Blues
a
review.
great
That was
album.
with Mikey.
Okay.
Mikey Hamler out there.
We went on that cruise with Mikey Handler. He was quite the character.
He is a character.
Mikey Ayler's still quite the character, but that's why everybody knows him.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Great harmonica player, too.
Well, with all this COVID and weird things happening in our world and me recently being sick, we wrote this song about being in the now. It's called Idle Hour Cafe. We were driving down the road and we came to Cimarron, and there was an old building that was falling down from the 1930s, and it had a big sign that said Idle Hour Cafe, live music every day. And Mark was like driving, it was like, he had to stop and take a picture, and he goes, we gotta write a song. So we sat down and wrote it right then and there.
Nice.
Sometimes they come out real quick.
Yeah. That's a gift.
Yeah, this one was a gift. It just
Yeah, gift from heaven.
came down. We're going to try a new key for you following along in your hymn books.
I'm still learning this one. Look at this. You want? He plays it so pretty. Waking in the morning, dreaming, no rhyme, no reason. Golden light through the amber leaves leaves me waiting for another season. If I could go back in time, all the way back to '69, would we make the same mistakes? Would we find a new path to take? Now we're at the Idle Hour Cafe, live music playing every day, idling the hours away. No tomorrow's a yesterday, just now. Skip ahead 20 years or so, harvesting the seeds we sow. Is the future for us to know? Just let the dreams unfold. Now we're in the evening dreaming, no rhyme, no reason. Going blows through the trees, grateful for the nights like these. Now we're at the Idle Hour Cafe, live music playing every day, idling the hours away. No tomorrow's a yesterday, just now, just now, just now.
Wow, beautiful. Marc and Paula Marlin.
Thank you.
So is that cafe, did you ever get to play it for the owner there? Or?
Oh, no. It was deserted and
Oh,
boarded up.
no.
It was from we looked it up, it was from 1930s.
Oh, okay.
And it was just
That's
one
sad.
of those little honky-tonk places. Somebody should buy it and bring it back to
And
life.
they put live music there every day. That's what
Every
they gotta
day.
do. Yeah.
Well, you know
We
what?
could picture it in
That-
our mind.
That was artistic, what do they call it? Poetic license.
Yeah.
They didn't really have music.
Yes,
It was in
right.
Cimarron.
It's so right.
Poetic
Instead
license.
of the sign, live music every day.
No, I put that there.
You put that. How did you
Photoshop.
Photoshop.
Oh, this guy.
Truth comes out.
I like my story better.
There goes the songwriting team. Never again.
All right, here's another one that we wrote. I love this one, actually. This is another one about time, you know, time traveling.
We wrote a lot of songs about time.
Space
No, I
and
always
time.
have, and you always have. So that was
We've been fascinated with time travel. But if I could go back in time, I'd probably mess up the entire world. So I'm just going to stay right here.
Honey, it's already messed up. You
Well,
can only
that's
do
true.
good.
And I didn't do it.
Anyway, this is called River of Time.
Riding down the river of time, gonna ride that wave through the circle of life. As the eagle flies, he sees the whole world with a watchful eye. We'll learn to improvise. We see the big picture. We have to open our eyes. We'll search the vault where we keep all the love and the faith and the hope. Riding down the river of time, and the river of time flows on. Riding down the river of time, and the river of time flows on. All the heights we could reach, yes, there's magic in the sky. It's all there, just open your eyes. Oh, the lover never knows their fate till they understand the give and the take. No time for misery. A happy home is simplicity. Oh, the heights we could reach. La 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 la. We have no time to waste. La 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 la. Riding down the river of time, and the river of time flows on. Riding down the river of time, and the river of time flows on. As we travel through time, our lives are many things. Just like the choices we make, they constantly change. And the river time goes on, and we're riding down the river time, and the river time goes on, and we're riding down the river time, and goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. River of Time.
Beautiful. If someone wants to get your music, where do they go? Where do they get it? You guys have albums out, right?
Oh, well, they have to come and knock on my door and give me some money.
Well, if you want to pay us 0.03% of a penny, you can get it on Spotify.
You can go to
Spotify, okay.
And iTunes.
And iTunes, okay.
And,
Right.
we have a page, Reverb Nation. Our Reverb Nation page is Marc
Okay.
and Paula's Roadside Distraction. It's Marc with a C. We made the mistake when we were setting it up, giving it a really long name that nobody.
Our name is this big.
Marc and Paula Rhea's Roadside Distraction, and we were, no, Marc and Paula's Roadside Distraction.
Now it's just Roadside Distraction.
Or you can just knock on their door with a handful of cash between midnight and 2 a.m. when you're doing your radio
We're
program.
doing our radio show, that's all right.
Yeah, what do you do? We're just little bit people in Santa Fe. We're not big stars, but Santa Fe people make us feel like stars.
But we are on Reverb Nation. You can download the songs and get them there, and on Bandcamp. So it's M-A-R-C. That's what people forget. And Ray, they don't know that one either.
I
We
know.
both spell our names wrong.
They spelled my name crazy. But it's a Gaelic name, and it's just R-H-A-E, and everybody says I'm R-E-A, Rhea, but I'm Ray.
Your parents were creative, just like you are.
Somebody was.
Want some kids?
Yeah.
All right. Going to do a reworking of an old Van Morrison song. So go on, sweet kiss. Actually, also something else. Just one kiss or something like that. Well, honey, just one sweet kiss. Baby, 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 from your sweet lips. Yeah, honey, just one of your smiles. You know your love makes it all worthwhile. Well, that's all I want. That's all I need, I'm satisfied.
Honey, give me one little kiss. One sweet kiss from your sweet lips. Honey, give me one of your smiles. Oh, your smile makes it all worthwhile.
Well, that's all I want.
All I need, I'm satisfied.
Well, we could go walking down the lane together, hand in hand. If you think it's gonna rain, well, stay home and listen to the band.
Oh, honey, give me one little kiss.
Baby, 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 from your sweet lips.
Oh, honey, give me one of your smiles. Oh,
Yes,
yes,
that makes it all worthwhile.
that's all I want.
That's all I need, I'm satisfied. Well, we could go walking down the lane together, hand in hand. If you think it's gonna rain, well, stay home and listen to the band.
Oh, honey, give me one little kiss. One sweet kiss from your sweet lips.
Well, honey, just one of your smiles. You know your love makes it all worthwhile.
Hey, it's all I want.
That's all I need,
I'm satisfied.
That's all I want,
It's all I need.
I'm satisfied.
Woo!
Okay, Paula Rhea Marc. We got time for one more song. One more last song. Next week we're doing a fundraiser for an artist named Greg Skoll, who's run into a whole bunch of bad luck, lost half of his leg,
No,
diagnosed with cancer. And
he's a wonderful artist.
he's a great artist, and we're gonna do raffle off some art pieces and do some stuff, try to raise some money to help him out just a little bit.
Good for you, Rhea.
That's wonderful.
We got some miscellaneous songwriters coming up here, and gonna just do a songwriter in the round thing.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, well, what's your name? Notion.
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys for coming and doing this. It's always
Thanks
nice
for
to see you, and
having
it's
me.
always nice to put the good vibe in the art store, so thank you. Beautiful music.
Thank you. We really appreciate you and being here and Artisans and
Supporting
all coming out
music.
and supporting music.
Music and art.
Yeah. We need more supporters too. Well, we wrote this song and put it on our first album, and we actually won a New Mexico Music Award, so we're very proud of it. I got a notion, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. Everybody tells me, girl, you better start looking after your health. Loving intervention only gets on my last nerve. All of this attention's probably more than I deserve. I got a notion, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. There's not much difference between the then and the now. Long winding road, life sure has humbled me down. Dancing on the edge is my specialty. Nobody knows me in my own reality. I've got a notion, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. It's no wonder that life can break your heart. I know one real thing, and it's that love's the easy part, love's the easy part. 'Cause I got a notion. It's no wonder that life can break your heart. I know one real thing, and it's that love's the easy part, love's the easy part. 'Cause I got a notion. Hey, I would keep it to myself.
Paula Rhea Marc and Marc Malin. Ray, R-H-A-E, you can all learn that. Guys, you sound wonderful. Your voice sounds great. So,
It's
both of
getting
you.
there. It's still a little bluesy.
It's got that little twang to it. It's nice. We'll see everybody next week, 1:30 ArtFusion fundraiser for Greg Scholl.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you guys for coming.